I need to stop eating this because then there's not going to be none for Vince.
Hey, what's up? It's Vince Leo from VinceLeo.com, and I'm hanging out with my friend Norma today.
Hola.
Now, Norma, your family is from El Salvador.
Yes.
And a lot of Salvadorian food has a lot of meat and a lot of cheese.
Yeah, it can have, but it's definitely corn-based as well. But I've actually been able to like veganize about 40 dishes from El Salvador.
Wow.
Yes, I have.
Wow. And
yeah.
Today, you're going to show us how to make a Salvadorian empanada.
Yeah. Now, a lot of people think that empanadas is the one with the meat, right? That has the pie crust. But actually, for us, we call those pastelitos. Our empanadas is actually a sweet dessert that's in a sphere, and it's plantain and beans and vanilla custard and all this stuff. It's amazing, dusted with sugar.
Wow. I'm intrigued.
Yes.
So if you're new here to the channel and you like vegan recipes, vegan shopping videos, vegan taste tests, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notifications bell. But right now, I'm thinking we need to make some empanadas.
Yes, I think we do too.
You ready?
Ready.
Let's do it.
All right, so here we go with the empanadas. So, 2 ingredients, plátanos and beans. That's it. Now, a lot of times when you go to the restaurants, they do the leche poleada, which is pretty much like a vanilla, sweet custard that goes inside. But just to make it easy, black beans, there you go. And that's it. All we're going to do is cut these, cook these in the stove, put them together, and there you go. So there is a way to cut these and to boil them. So what I do is cut the ends and then cut the middle. You don't have to go diagonally. You can go straight, whatever. It's just, you're just cutting them. And there you go. You boil these. And the way that you'll know that these are done is once you start seeing that as it's boiling, that it starts cutting itself on its own, and then you see the sides kind of puffing out, then you know that it's done. And then it's like, okay, time to take them away from the stove. And there you go. And then you just smash them up. Now to put them to boil. So pretty much what you want to do is boil them for like about 10 minutes, and again 10-15 minutes. But again, each plantain is going to be different. As long as you start seeing that the peel starts breaking itself, and then you see it puffing out on the sides, that's when you know that it's ready. All right, so now that we did the plátanos, the plantains, now we want to get beans. Now it could be canned, it can be boxed, but what you want to do is want to make sure that you take out half of the water out, because we don't want the beans to be too watery. So let's go ahead and do that. So take out about half of it. I think that's good. And then pour the rest on here. And there you go. And if you see that it's a little bit too dry, if you want to add a little bit more of the water, then what I'll do is grab this, maybe add just a tad more, and that is it. And then we go to the stove, and then we add some seasoning and whatever seasoning that you like, and then we smash them there. So let's go on to the stove. All right, so now that we cut the plantains, now what we're gonna do is add water, and just enough so it, covers, the plátanos. And then from there, we just put it in the stove, and then we just have them boil and boil and boil. All right, so now we get the beans, and we just go ahead and add some seasoning, and then smash them in there as we are cooking it. And then it should kind of reduce. If you see that it has still a little bit too much water, believe me, it's going to reduce down, and you'll be able to see sort of like the refried beans once you start cooking it more and more and more. Okay, so the seasonings that we have in here are salt, garlic powder, onion powder, just anything that gives it that pow. When it comes to the amount, it's pretty much seasoned to taste. So as you are, putting in a pinch or 2 pinches, just go ahead and taste it and see, how good it tastes to your palate. All right, so now what we want to do, because obviously, we don't want to have the whole beans in there. We want to smash them. So if you have a potato smasher, if not, a spoon, you smash it in there as you're cooking it. Here we go. All right, so you see the consistency right now is starting to get a little bit thicker. So you want to keep smashing and keep smashing, and you'll see right now as it starts getting thicker. So just like Dory, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep smashing, just keep smashing. This is the consistency. Once, you know, you start seeing that the consistency is a lot thicker, just, you know, go ahead and cook it just a little bit more. And then from there, once you see that, you know, the water's dissipated and everything, just put it off to the side. Let it cool down completely, because you don't want to have, you know, the plantain and then the hot. You're not going to be able to close up the empanada. So it's definitely, it needs to cool down completely. All right, so I think they might be kind of done, but they've now kind of split open. They're starting to go out onto the sides. Usually kind of another test that I do is I get a fork and then I just pretty much stick the fork into the plantain, and it's not quite there yet, so we just need to let it just a little bit more, because I see that there's also a little bit more yellowness, and then some other parts are a little bit more dark yellow. The dark yellow means that it is actually done. The lighter ones, it's like, okay, it's still not really completely cooked all the way through, so let's keep on cooking it. All right, so that's what you want to see for the plantains to be completely done. It's for them to be open. You put the fork in there and then you see that it's ready. So it's done. And now we're just gonna let it cool down, put them off to the side, and they have to be completely cooled down completely to be able to do it into a masa and to do the empanadas. All right, so now that we've boiled the plantains and they've cooled down completely, now what we want to do is either get, again, a potato smasher or a fork and completely mash them into like a masa form. So here we go. As much as you can get them to. Okay, there we go. And if not, folks, you know what I also have done before is that I've gotten a food processor and just processed the heck out of it in the machine. So if it's just a little bit too hard, you know, you can go ahead and do that. But usually I use a fork, and yeah, like, see, some of them will easily, you know, smash down. And you can see that it also has this right here, which is the sort of like the fibrous, you know, vein from the middle of the plantain. That's fine. If you want to take it out, you can take it out. If not, you know, just go ahead and leave it in there. Okay, so after a while, you go ahead and now you can see the consistency, right? So it's very masa-like, and this is what you want. You want to make sure that it has that sort of masa where you can, you know, kind of play around, kind of like dough in a sense. Yeah, so let's go ahead and add a little bit of salt to give it a little bit of flavor. That's the way that I do it, is to be able to add that flavor right before it goes into, you know, getting fried. However, your desire of salt and taste, but just, you know, again, this is what's going to give it that flavor. And then you mix everything up again. Make sure that everything gets incorporated. And then, you know, give a little taste. See if it's good in consistency of taste. Perfecto. I need to stop eating this because then there's not going to be none for Vince. So we have everything that we need now. We have our masa, our plátanos, our beans, oil to lather your hands. It's because you want to make sure that the plátanos don't stick to your hands. And we have a saran wrap. So this is the way that I assemble. I know some people will just get the, you know, plátanos and they just do it, you know, in their hands. But I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, so I gotta do it the way that I do it. So again, want to lather your hands with oil. I know some people might be like, well, why not water? You can do that, but with the oil, it really does not stick to your hands. So that's the way I usually like to do. So go ahead and we now grab a handful of the empanada or the plantain, and then pretty much make it into a golf-size ball, maybe a little bit bigger. So I'm like, do I want it a little bit bigger? Yeah, I think I want just a little bit more. Again, you gauge it however you want to, you know, have it, how small you want it, you know, what size you want it. Okay, so this is what I do. I drop this into the saran wrap. Boop. Then go ahead and grab the saran wrap, grab the plate, smash it down. And, you know, depending on how thin you want it. And there you go. There's the sphere. I open it back up. I get now a little bit of the beans, and I put it right in the middle. And, you know, these won't really spill out too much. So if you want to put a little bit more, you can. Then grab the top part, fold it in, and then I pinch the sides. Again, this is the way that Normita be doing it, okay? This is the way Oz does it, okay? Just pinch the sides because you want to make sure that obviously it closes up completely. So you get off the sides here. So you see how there's like a little bit of opening in there? So to make sure that that closes up completely and that it's like pretty smooth, I then just go ahead and grab it. And then I just twist it and then I just do this. Obviously it kind of opened right there. It's okay. And then I unfold it. And voila. There you go. There's your empanada. There you go. So this is how I do my empanadas. Okay, there you go. And there you go. Now it's time to go fry them. And then it's about probably 2 to 3 minutes each side. Again, until you see it golden brown and it's good to go. Let's go ahead and fry them up. All right, so we're about to now fry these. So basically what you want to do is just, you know, cover the pan with oil so that, you know, it's covered. And then we just put them. Now, Vincent asked me, can we bake these? No, we cannot bake these. That's not the Salvi way. But if you want to try that, go ahead. But the way that we do it, yeah, we don't do that. So let's go ahead and bake these. So
Bake them.
No, I meant, you got me. I meant fry them. See, he's getting in my mind. He's like, bake them, fry them. But here we go. So we're gonna have to, actually before we put them in there, we wanna make sure that the oil is hot enough. So we have to make sure that that is, and we just let that heat up. And here we go. There we go. That's the sizzling we want. So you want to make sure that it's that type of a brown. Make sure you start turning them because you don't want them to get burned. And if it's too quickly, then lower the volume down because you want that plantain to also cook in the inside. Even though it's already boiled, but you know, so I'm seeing that it's maybe just a tad a little bit too hot. So let me go ahead and lower the volume just a bit. So obviously, you know, since they're a little bit, you know, big, you want to make sure that you also get the sides. So make sure that when you flip them, also try to get the sides. And, you know, obviously sometimes some of them won't stand. So just put them off to the side of the pan so that it actually, you know, is able to stand right there and you can get the sides too. And you want all the sides to be brown, okay? Completely all the way around. Going to be able to capture that excess oil. Still just a little bit, as you see right there. We do not want that. Even if it does, we want to make sure that it's all brown all sides. So here, sometimes what I do is I'll just hold it here for a while. Yes, I know it's a lot more work, but it's okay. We are done. Now we're gonna let it cool down because definitely when it comes to the sugar, because now we're gonna dust it with sugar, it needs to be completely cooled down because if not, that sugar is gonna melt right away. So it has to be at least a little bit more cool down. Say about, give it like, you know, 5 to 7, 8 minutes, somewhere around there. All right, so now that the empanadas have cooled down, now we go ahead and get the sugar, pretty much, you know, flatten it out as much as we can. And then we just roll and roll the empanada until it's completely covered in the sugar. So this was cane sugar that we used. And roll it around. Don't leave any spot. Ready? Here we go. Look at that. Oh my gosh. You know what this is? It's like a sweet and savory bite in one. I mean, it's amazing. Again, we usually do the leche poleada, but the bean one I think has been always like my favorite because it's just that sweet and savory mixed together. All right, I gotta take more of this because it's too good. I thank my mama for teaching me how to do all this stuff. Mamas know best. Here's to you, Mom. I'm gonna continue eating these so y'all can watch me eat.
All right, Norma, thanks for joining me and showing me how to make these Salvadorian empanadas.
I know, you're welcome. It was my pleasure coming to show you.
Do you think I still can't bake them? I tried. What about air fry? No? Okay. Hey, you have to ask.
I mean, you can try, but authentically Salvadorian, we fry our stuff. So I'm just lying.
Well, Norma's going to be around for some more videos. We actually have a whole Salvadorian recipe tour coming your way. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss that. And leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought of the Salvadorian empanadas. And as always, if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel as I post new videos every week. And join the Fit From Food notification squad by ringing that bell next to the subscribe button. And remember to keep living fit from food. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.